Well, I'm like really curious if John Pierce is still in his mansion. Can you hear it?
Well, I think this was usually the master bedroom for the people that lived here. Not 100% sure this is where this was Thomas S. Martin's bedroom when he passed away in 1915, but it probably would have been in this room. It's special, and mostly it's got its own fireplace. Of course, you're looking out on to Jackson Street, so you have a nice street view and stuff. And so,
being a museum, all the stuff that's come through there just sits there forever, and there you go.
So Rose is going to be blindfolded, and she has a device where it goes through different frequencies so it can form words and sentences. And what we'll do is we'll ask questions. She can't hear us, but she'll hear the voices, and whatever it says, hopefully we'll get responses to our questions.
But I felt like there was something in there watching us. But I didn't feel nothing evil or anything, but...
well, I have heard just word of mouth, people hear things going bump, that kind of thing. And I have heard that people in the neighborhood have noticed weird things, whether it was lights that shouldn't have been on or seeing something in the windows.
The moment I saw you, I said to myself, she's too nice a baby to leave on the shelf. What neatness, what sweetness, those two eyes of blue. They got me completely, and I fell for you. The moment I saw you, the sweet smile you wore, the cute glance you gave me, I knew more and more that you were the girl I was meant to adore. I knew it the moment I saw you.
I really don't know why. Driven by it so many times. I used to live in Sioux City for 20 years and never stepped foot in the place. But as of hearing from some like Dave talking about it and stuff, and just what it's built out of, I mean, that's got to be some energy inside that place. And I believe the guy's name was John Pierce, if I remember. 1800s to now, there's got to be something in there. I just have that feeling that there's got to be. We all drive. It don't matter. It's just whoever wants to drive, we jump in and go.
So I'm Dave LaFleur. I'm the founder of Para 911.
I have heard people talking about that it's haunted, footsteps or hearing different noises. I've always just wanted to investigate it.
What was that? And then this is Tracy.
Tracy.
He's one of our investigators.
It's the unknown. Nobody knows anything about it. I mean, is it scientifically proven? I don't think it is.
You have small, medium, large, and damn.
You go out and you do what we do, and you come up with stuff nobody can explain it.
And then over here we have my wife, Kathy.
Yes.
I did that. It was part of the school curriculum. They always took, was it second or third grade? We went to the museum. Yeah.
My sister Rose.
When I did my photo shoot up there, you go up the stairs, you go to the left, and there's a big room, and I can't remember if it was red or what, but I felt like there was something in there watching us.
And this photo was taken right there in the window.
And our other investigator, Tina.
I used to sing there at Christmas time.
Yeah.
I was in a children's choir, and we would always go up there, and it would be decorated for Christmas, and then we'd stand on the stairs and we'd sing Christmas carols. And then I also remember as a kid, they used to have car shows on the lawn up there, and my dad would always take me, and we'd go to the car shows.
I don't remember that.
Mansion, yeah.
Just the energy built up. You know how you can leave energy, even if you're alive, you can still leave whatever you have, whether it's trauma or happiness. It can build up the walls.
I don't see or hear anything. I always try to find the logical reason for things. So I like to go to the different locations, learn about the history of the places, and see the architecture and things like that. That's what interests me.
You have all the different families that's lived in it. After those people that lived in it, and then you have it sold off and then made into a museum, then you bring in all these different artifacts from different places. So I mean, you could be bringing in energies from other places with all that.
Energy from the families that had lived there, or attachments from some of the stuff.
So everything in this house is original, pretty much?
Yeah, absolutely.
So there hasn't been like a lot of renovation?
Well, so when the museum was in here, there were temporary exhibit walls that were built out, were like exhibit cases. Right. But when we moved out of here, those were all removed, and so everything that was behind them really hadn't been changed. Everything else, for the most part, is pretty.
Because sometimes things collect energy.
Sure.
Hold on to it, and if you have a lot of stuff that's been in here since day one,
right,
it could be a good thing.
Right. Yeah.
This is a back in time right now. You can feel that.
My name's Matt Anderson. I'm the curator of history for the Sioux City Public Museum.
Why are we here? Where are we going? It's time that we found out.
It was built in 1892.
We're not here to stay. We're on a short holiday. Life is just a bowl of cherries. Don't take it serious. It's too mysterious.
They were riding high when they first started building this. He was one of the wealthier men in Sioux City. Sioux City was in the late 1880s, early 1890s, was a kind of a classic bubble real estate development area, and so kind of like what's happened in the West, Western United States in more recent times. There was a lot of land speculation, and John Pierce was one of the leading land speculators. This whole part of Sioux City is called Pierce's Addition on a plat map. And so he developed this as a housing area that was way outside of Sioux City's city limits at the time. But it was very much a time when people were investing in things that hadn't happened yet.
And now I'm brighter than the sun. I'm just in love with everyone. I found the world's full of fun for me.
Beginning of 1893 as one of Sioux City's new houses, but it says unfinished. And so then I think over the next couple of years, it actually was finally finished off in the interior.
They won't find me if I smile. Life's too short to be careful. Let's be cheerful for a while. Only just begun to put my troubles on the run. But from now on, this little one is brighter than...
The Romanesque architecture, and because this is built out of the heavy rough-cut stone, it has kind of an ominous look, I suppose, to a degree. It's also a beautiful building, but it does have that look of what could potentially be a haunted house. And so I think people speculate that it could. In the research I've done, I've never found where any type of bad deed was done here, and no murders or anything like that in this house, but
How I got to this house was I worked with the lady who lives here. I worked with her mom, and her mom found out that I was doing paranormal investigating. So she had told me that her daughter lived in a house that was haunted. And I asked her, where at? And when she told me, I was like, oh my God, with everything that's happened here and the tragedies and stuff, to find out there's actually activity going on.
when we listened to the audio and heard the footsteps running across the upstairs floor, and then the audio with the kids saying "Mom," "Dad," it stuck with me forever. It's tragic. You know, you just don't expect that to be like that here, and why they're here.
There was a mother and 5 children, I believe, in this house that were murdered, and it was a pretty horrific scene.
Rogers, on your screen, 318.
Not a lot of people like to talk about it, just because in Sioux City alone, I think it was probably one of the most gruesome, tragic murders that we've ever had in the city, and I don't think we've had anything like that since. So they asked if I would come and check it out.
This is the Reaper. If you see our license plate right down there in the bottom, that's the Reaper.
I can hear them calling hogs in the clear Iowa air.
Yep.
I can sniff the fragrant whiff of an Iowa rose.
We keep it out of my place on the farm in the shed.
I've got Iowa in my hair, I've got Iowa in my ears and eyes and nose.
They're taking pictures, they're waving. I don't know, it's an attraction for our group, and it's easy to get where you need to go.
As you can tell, it's pretty much like a stock ambulance inside. We got all the compartments and everything still because we use those for all of our equipment, so we don't have it rolling around inside. Has all the buttons that for the ambulance too, like the codes that they would need, and I think it looks nicer on the wall. I've had the pleasure of being pushed and touched and had my coat tugged on, flashlight pulled out of my back pocket,
Rocks thrown at you.
rocks thrown at me. I've had all those lovely experiences. I don't know.
I think it's because you've been to so many different places. I know I've only been going for the last couple of years because our son is finally old enough that he gets to help alone.
Or come with us.
Or come with us. So I'm waiting for those experiences. I haven't had any. I've heard some things and seen a few things, but nothing like that. But
The other night, you see that shadow? They're just like, what? Over there, do you see it? I just feel like somebody's watching in that room. When I was in Randolph Infirmary, we were doing the day walk when we got there, and we were upstairs in the woman's ward side, and we were standing in the hallway talking to the guy who was talking about the hallway and stuff, and I just felt I needed to go over around the corner, and I seen an apparition. There's no way, we're on 2nd floor. And I asked him about it, and he said, yeah, there's claims of a lady in white looking for her baby.
Why is there always a lady in white?
White, and she just walked through the wall. She walked from this room to the wall. And I had to question myself. I was crying. I'm not gonna lie, I was crying.
There used to be a group here in town that was really big in that paranoia stuff. And I don't know if they're still in existence or not. But there's a few of them, there's just, they read a book or they watched a TV show and they're going on fighting ghosts. Well, I mean, I don't know how paranormal it was, but that thing died. That thing died.
The house is haunted by the echo of your last goodbye.
All these people working in there at various hours of the day now.
The house is haunted by the memories that refuse to die.
Somebody tells you there might be a spook in it.
I can't get away from a vision that brings.
There was a guy who was a plaster. He was the ornamental plaster guy that came from the south, and they had convinced him that there was a ghost in him. And and he kept kind of shaking it off. And then one day he was in there and he was just yelling, "I'd seen that goddamn ghost. That ghost is..."
Intimate glimpses of intimate things. A voice in my heart like a torch sings. I wonder who's kissing her now.
Walk through there, and they had him believing it was ghosts. Now, whether he was seeing a ghost or it was through osmosis or what, but you know, yeah, everybody alleges having an old ghost floating around in there. Perfect for something like this. I don't know if there's any spooks in there. It looks like a fort, and there's paintings on the walls and stuff that were done originally.
Well, this is the first time for me, so
Oh,
I'm ready to
you'll
go.
like it.
Yeah.
You'll like it.
And I heard there's a dowel room, so that's.
Tracy wants
I'm
to see
excited
that.
about that. I am.
You suck.
I feel like I'm walking into history. The
okay.
investigation tonight
Yeah.
is going to be the first
This,
one.
to my knowledge, it's the first time this has ever been done. So.
Okay. Going into a new place is, if you hear something, if there's an answer for it first, try to find that answer. If there's not, then we'll go from there and see if we can pick something up.
I go in open-minded. Maybe it's electrical, maybe it's something else. You know, I try not to go off of what other people say.
We are doing an investigation. Weird things can happen.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's starting to go off, which it hasn't since we've been here, so it's interesting. It means there's EMF. Yeah, of something.
No, she's not standing next to anything
Well,
right
it
now.
could be sensitive on moving.
On what?
Moving around. But she's not moving that
But I'm not
much.
moving right now. So, I don't know.
Electromagnetic field. This is a K2 meter. Another EMF meter, basically. Works off the same premise as this one and the ghost box. Just looking for fluctuations in EMF. The higher the reading, the closer something is to it. If you get some EMF, or if you get like an intelligent spirit, and you're asking that spirit to come closer to you or come closer to that, and you're standing still, and the closer that it gets to it, the faster it'll start beeping. And then if it starts slowing down, that means it's backing away from you.
Yes, thank you for letting
She's a
us
hugger, I'm a shaker.
I have been here at all hours of the night, especially when this was the public museum's main venue. We used to get alarms and stuff like bats would set off the security alarm, and so you'd come up and have to, meet the policeman up here to make sure.
What do you feel when you're here?
I feel more nostalgia than anything else because I've worked for the museum for over 20 years, and I remember this place as a small kid coming here, and so that's really what it is. I also actually feel quite a bit of pride in it just because this is a really great building.
We spend a lot of time together.
And the ghost hunts and stuff.
Yeah.
I enjoy going to the locations and kind of a hobby photographer on the side, so I love to go in and photograph the places, and then the activity we pick up is just kind of a bonus for me.
This is all the owners of the house.
You'll just be sitting there with your headphones on, you're listening to this audio, and then you hear something clear as day like that, your headphones just come flying off. Oh, I thought you said my name. Just sit there and you're like, what the F was that? You don't expect it. Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
And once you heard that, you knew they were watching us the whole time. We just want to be able to see them walk by.
German craftsman. Yep, I've heard it was a German wood carver. The contractor who actually built it was the Aaron Halseth company, which I think he was Norwegian.
It was just beautiful. Just so many different rooms, the staircase itself.
This place, is it built out of limestone or?
No, it's built out of some type of pink stone, pink quartz or something like that.
Quartz?
Sioux City is known for the stone that this is built out of. It's built out of Sioux Falls quartzite that is mostly formed in the Sioux Falls, South Dakota area, and a lot of Sioux City's business people. We have a lot of buildings that are constructed out of that material.
So there's a possibility that it could actually withhold some of the
Yes.
the energy out of it. That's just beautiful.
We're heading up.
This wall's pretty high in the air.
Must be electrical back there. I just couldn't breathe.
Are you getting readings? Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be
There must be some like in the wall.
So I mean that's how sometimes you can know if there's something that's there, something that's active. It's just by the feeling you get. If you get that really heavy feeling and stuff in there, then that means usually that's to me is that there's something that's like just bearing down and it wants you to know that it's there and it's trying to get your attention to it.
If we shut that off, I wonder if it'll go away.
So to about here,
Yeah, we'll find
and then
out.
it stops.
Pretty much everything you've been in so far were public spaces. Usually this bedroom was an office for like the museum director.
Lucky guy.
Yeah.
I've driven by it so many times and always wondered, but never been inside.
There's a man's room.
I took the virtual tour online, kind of looked at it, and I was like, wow, it's beautiful.
I got
You
poked
felt
in
like
the
you got
butt.
touched.
Oh no.
It's like something poked me in the butt. So I was standing here like this, listening to him talk, and then it was like something just.
Huh. Well,
It's a paranormal music box. It's got a cone-shaped sensor, and when it senses anything with movement, it will go off and play creepy music box music. If there's movement going in the range of the sensor, it'll continuously play music.
You have your ghost meter here, the one we've been carrying around with us all night. So if that goes off, hopefully we have some type of magnetic field around us. Mr. Pierce, I hope we're welcome here. You know, if you're here, we'd be much obliged to talk to you, or you can just let us know you're still here in your home that you built. It's something else.
People have that sense if they're here late at night. I think now, I don't want to sound like too much of a skeptic.
that's outside noise.
That sounds like the wind coming in.
I know, but it was kind of, yeah.
I personally have not had an experience, but not only here, and I have been in this house at all hours.
There she goes. So there's Tina, right there on the floor.
Whatever direction that's pointing in, it's going to pick up any type of human form. And if there isn't, kind of gives us an idea that something could be in the corner. Have you ever had somebody come through and ask to speak with you before? Is this the first time? It's coming from over here. And hopefully it'll start setting some stuff off when they're asking questions for it to do so.
So, Tina, move your hand up again. Okay, so that one went away. So did that one. So I just had two things showing up here. Yeah. So it would be where that closet is. Coming to see if there's anybody here that would like to. I know it's probably been a very long time since you may have gotten to talk to anyone.
Mr. Pierce, I just want to say you have a wonderful place here. This is beautiful.
John Pierce married, his wife's name was Allie, and they had 3 daughters and a son.
For somebody to go through all that trouble, build such a beautiful house, and then end up losing it, like he did, that would suck.
He was having enough troubles. In 1893, there was a terrible stock market crash called the Panic of 1893, and John Pierce and pretty much every other big business person in Sioux City went broke. In 1901, instead of just selling the house in order to possibly raise more money, he decided to stage a nationwide raffle for the house. and he distributed somewhere around 40,000 tickets around the country. And the idea was you'd buy one of these tickets for $1, and then you had a chance to win this house. They had a drawing on Christmas Eve, 1901. At first, a guy named Bert Bills, who was a jeweler from Vinton, Iowa, over in eastern Iowa, was proclaimed to have the winning ticket. Like a week later or so, it was announced that no, he didn't have the ticket. A guy named William Barber had it. And William Barber was a very wealthy thread maker from New York City, who Pierce had business dealings with and who he was indebted to.
These Iowa farmers have armed themselves. They call themselves the Law and Order League.
Pierce and his family left town very soon after with some part of that $40,000 that was raised. Barber had this house with no intention of ever moving to Sioux City, and so he ended up selling the house.
If it's a yes, you're going to cross them. If it's a no, go straight across from each other. Is there anybody here with us? Wait, can you put the other one towards Kathy?
I don't know what to say. I've never had them like sit separate. If you think about it, no one's been here. Nobody's probably really tried to communicate with them.
Were you brought here? Thank you.
They're just stuck in this position.
I'm Tina.
I'm Rose. And I'm Kathy. We're sister-in-laws. And then the Tinas are very good.
Oh, a kiss to a girl in Iowa. Giving it back's gonna give me a thrill.
I work in accounting, accounts receivable, full-time, and then do this on the side.
And by touching those two together right now, you're letting us know you are here.
It's okay to use more of my energy if you need to. It takes us to some really interesting places in the Midwest that you normally would not go to a lot of these small towns.
Every corner I turn is a ghost. You're just echoing cold in my mind.
Yeah, I kept it kind of quiet at first because, you get varied reactions when people find out you do this type of thing.
Are you confused why we're here?
But they're all really interested in it. They like to know where I'm going, what I'm doing, and then come Monday morning, they're all anxious to find out what happened. They want to know all about it.
Tina's gross.
Do you want Tina to leave?
It's pretty cool.
We haven't been friends that long.
No.
Now, some good memories that we have is getting together for the holidays. Family is really important, so we spend a lot of time together.
To the left, that's the big ballroom.
Well, you had to have a ballroom.
Yeah.
I'm not going up there.
It is plain as day.
I like prove it wrong before I say it. If there's an answer for it, I want to find it. If there isn't, well, then here we go. We have something.
It's not too bad in here.
This was a ballroom. I've heard stories that when John Pierce was here, he had a billiard table up here. But for sure, when the Martins were here in the early 20th century, they had parties and things up here that are documented. They were actually kind of known for their parties. They were a pretty elegant family. When they would have a party and stuff, there would be, like, say, a New Year's party or something that would a lot of times pictures would appear in the paper.
To the window, by the window, that's where I'll become tiptoe with me.
I just felt like we were being bombarded.
It's phenomenal.
The energy was just so too much. I said, we got to go. We got to go.
Flowers will spray, we'll keep the showers away, and if I kiss you in the garden.
It was kind of amazing, though, to be honest. I stood up there on the windowsill and took a picture in the window. Yeah, I took a lot of photos there. I was really excited to do the photo shoot there. And even outside, taking pictures with the pillars. And then when you go upstairs, they got these big windows. I did almost like a cowgirlish kind of shoot, and I loved the clawfoot bathtub. So I climbed in it and took a picture with me laying in the bathtub. It's a rattle. It's an old rattle.
Yeah.
I remember because that's where all of us models were.
The doll room, I'm right.
One of our volunteers is an antique collector.
That room over there, yes. And that room over there.
They're all old, really old dolls. Yeah.
It's her stuff to have displays for these bedrooms. These actually aren't museum artifacts. They could be, but these happen to not be.
Yeah. You never know if there may be some energy holding within those dolls. I mean, obviously, the lady that owned them loved them. I mean, she showcased them, right? So maybe there could be some leftover energy from her there.
Did somebody just sniffle?
What did you hear?
Somebody go. Is there anybody in here that would like to talk to us? Can you tell me your name?
No.
Do you like what they've done to the home?
I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to see a doll go? We had one move that was with another group, and there was a doll sitting on the edge of the bed, and it fell off.
Yeah,
and there was no reason for it to fall. So, yeah.
I haven't yet. I'm hoping to, though.
Yeah, me too.
Are you one of the other family members of the families that lived here?
And I got kind of creeped out. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
I work for the Iowa Department of Human Services, and so I work like in a mini prison. And I start doing this with these guys, and so I work full time, and I come and do this, and it's what I love to do.
In the mood. That's it, I've got it in the mood.
Just driving by at night and look at it, yeah, it kind of gives you that little feeling that it could be something.
Be alive and get the jive, you've got to learn how.
I love it. Interesting. I love the woodwork and everything. Yes.
Is there electrical right over there?
Yep. Yeah. We're gonna have some wires on there, I'm sure.
Not 100% sure this was Thomas S. Martin's bedroom when he passed away in 1915, but it probably would have been in this room. It's just one of the prime, I'd say the two prime bedrooms in the house are this one and then the what we call the bride's room now to the south.
I'm not getting any readings really.
This room seems pretty free of the animals.
It is. Batteries in it.
Did you turn it on?
It's on.
It's on. She's scanning through radio frequencies very quickly. She's picking out words that she can hear. And as we ask questions, hopefully those words will correspond with what we ask.
Mr. T.S. Martin, are you here?
So when Rose was doing the headphones, she asked a question about Mr. T.S. Martin. Mr. Martin, did you die in this house?
Maybe. Maybe.
And she got a response, maybe.
Maybe.
Did your families all have good experiences here?
Is that a yes? Thank you.
The dowsing rods. I guess the thought is that they can use energy to respond to questions.
Do you want us to leave this room? Do you want us to leave your space? Cross them over and will kindly leave your space. Roger. Roger.
Who's Roger?
Roger.
Can you tell us who Roger is?
No, Roger,
There's no Roger here, I don't think.
can you?
James.
Who?
What is it?
James. Roger.
Is Roger behind me? If so, push both of them over to the window. You're almost there. Okay, thank you.
I think probably when the house was built, I think this was probably where the servants' bedrooms would have been, or that was the idea. T.S. Martin had 3 boys. They always had enough bedrooms that the servants seemed to have gotten better bedrooms than being up here.
When shadows fall and trees whisper day is ending, my thoughts are ever wending home.
So that would have been a servant's room down there, and then this is also the servant's.
Yeah.
Definitely a trapdoor.
Yeah, it's cut out all the way over here.
Is that what that is? Yeah. So it's got a trapdoor to it?
Yeah, so originally you would open that door and you could have gotten up there from, I can show you where the stairway is. Where that trapdoor is, from the bottom.
Can you state your name if you are in here with us?
Can you see it?
Yeah, you can see the door right there.
There's cold air coming from in here.
You feel it too?
Goes under the stairs to go. There is another back stairway that goes up to 3rd floor.
A secret stairway?
I mean, there's like cold air. Are you upset that we're in your private area? Is that somebody's stomach?
I heard that.
You think with being in the inside structure,
I feel the cold.
True.
Just looking over this way, and it felt like I got
Again?
touched again.
Sometimes they touch you or do something just to make their presence known.
No, I don't like being. Somebody, I don't know if somebody's trying to tell me I shouldn't be in this room, or
So maybe they're just saying hello.
it could be.
If you're in here with us, you're more than welcome to touch me, talk to me, but you're not allowed to go home with me. Deal?
Way back there, and it was just like a big weight just came across your chest.
I don't know. I'm not sure if there is electricity over there, I'm not sure why it would be there to run into that back room, but
This is the only area that I get any readings on, is right here.
No, I don't know why they'd be there.
Yeah.
It was really, really heavy up there. I got some here along this wall.
If there's anybody here, my name is Dave. We have Kathy, Rose, Tina, and Tracy. Did I say your name already?
No, yeah.
And we came here to this Pier Street Mansion to check it out for the first time. Coming to see if there's anybody here that would like to talk with us.
They're just kind of going everywhere now.
I think they're confused.
So it was amazing. And that's about the only time I really got creeped out. After that, it's not really.
The best story that I have, we were driving, I think we was going to Benton, Iowa or something. We're driving down the road, and all of a sudden this semi passes us, and he's like giving us thumbs up and all that, you know. And all of a sudden I get this message on my phone, this number I didn't notice, I didn't answer it, and left a voicemail. He was so intrigued by it that he had to go look us up on the internet, get my number, and call me just to tell me how cool it was. Because you don't see something like this rolling on the road every day.
You guys just made my day, and I was like, well, it's a good time. You don't see too many groups cruising around in one of these.
Is that your gal? You better stop her and trucking around.
More, a lot more. Personally, myself, I haven't been touched or anything like that, and I actually just heard my first voice like 3 days ago in my basement. It said hello, So I don't know if it's somebody from my family or something that might have tagged along with me from somewhere. But as of right now, I'm hoping it's just family. With this place here, you know, when you have children that die, 5 of them for no reason, that right there can really, you know, stir some things up.
A lot. Like I said, it stuck through in my head like it was yesterday when we investigated it.
I'm cold. Some of the stuff they had here, noises in the house that they couldn't explain, footsteps, shadows, hearing voices, things like that. The first time I came here, I had a ghost meter. I turned that on, and as soon as I turned on that ghost meter, it kind of beeped quite a few times. Normally it's just a few beeps after it turns on, but it kept beeping and then stopped.
It's a very emotional place here. I remember walking into it, and it's just an overwhelming sadness that came over me. I knew the history, but you don't feel that way, and when you're outside and you walk in the house, and it was just like really sad that day.
Feel heaviness. It's really hard to explain, but when you go in, it just kind of drains you. You just feel this weight on your shoulders, and you can almost feel like the sadness that comes through.
We also did end up catching some EVPs from here too of some children, which to me was kind of sad. It was pretty sad to do that. So if we talk, don't think we're weird, okay?
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. No, that's fine. For us, it's more than that. I mean, it's definitely trying to find answers to the unknown stuff, either the souls that have passed over or the people that still have to live here. So.
When we were investigating it, it was more like they were still alive. They didn't know they were gone yet. When you hear a little child's voice saying, "Mommy," you just feel like maybe they don't know they're gone. Maybe it was so fast and so quick, they just weren't able to move forward.
Made me kind of realize too that we're not always alone.
No.
The theory is that, you know, the more tragic accidents that you have, the more of an imprint that it leaves on that particular area, which could increase the paranormal activity.
And the whole idea is for us to ask questions and for it to answer. You want us to stay?
Passion to figure out answers. Why are they still here?
You don't ever forget that. Part of our responsibility of helping people to try to help them get to, you know, get peace and move on and not be stuck here. So I think with the death of the person who killed them and murdered them, by him dying, it freed them from this place, from being held here. So
It's nice that the family says the house is at peace right now, and so the spirits are at peace.
I mean, it gives another person a home to live in. It's just in this case, you know, at the time they had a few extras living here with them. That's where we came in and kind of tried to help them out, explain what's going on.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited.
Does this place have a basement?
Yes.
What's the basement like?
Well, it's, you know, it's a big basement. It's, you know, it used to be like where we had like our workshops. So actually my office was in the basement when I was up here. This is a big old basement. Yeah, you gotta follow me. I went down and turned on some lights so we don't...
Kind of figured we'd have to follow you because we'd get lost.
Well, I was heading the right direction, just the wrong door.
Couldn't imagine electricity bills back in the day.
Oh gosh.
Holy moly.
Absolutely. Well, it's definitely got those creepy basement vibes from the steps.
So those fluorescent lights are...
And those bulbs will set it off.
What's given that?
I think this was when the nurses moved in They dug down so they could make the space more usable. They had more clearance. It was the Lutheran Hospital Nursing School students lived here in 1951, and then they had it till 1959. I assume it was an honor. They said it was their senior nursing students that lived here, so you must have been on good behavior and stuff to get to live here.
What was that?
We use this for paint storage. When the Martins were here, they used it as a wine cellar. Little room like that.
Cold storage. That was probably what they used for.
Was there anybody down here in the basement with us? Tracy, you can go up and you can touch anybody out there in the other room. Just give them a little poke or something, let them know that we're here.
I just feel like somebody's watching in that room.
Was there anybody down here in the basement with us? It's a weird feeling kind of basement. I'm sure if you're down here by yourself,
Maybe late at night or something. It was handy, to be here because of the tools.
Somebody already got me twice today. Might as well make it 3.
I just feel like somebody's watching in that room. I think it's the boiler. Is that the boiler?
So this still have a boiler?
Yeah, it's a boiler. That's what you hear in the background. It's a warm water boiler. It's not steam. That's why you hear the water actually circulating through.
The feeling I got downstairs was a lot stronger. Maybe back you weren't allowed to be in the boiler room because of all the danger and stuff.
Legs. Riding.
Legs riding.
Yep. Legs, writing.
Legs. Riding.
I don't know if I'd really want to go in there because it just seems like it's a very intense place.
Legs. Riding.
Definitely a little warm. Hopefully I can hear something that we may not hear just by sitting around and listening.
I just felt like something back there, but I can't get back there.
Just wood in there as long as I've been around.
It's off the wall. I don't feel anything negative, but I feel like nobody was allowed to be in here. I feel like we keep being told, like we.
If you want something to be known, now's the time to tell us.
Can you do that again?
I just feel like it's off limits, like you're not supposed to be in here. I don't feel nothing evil or anything. I feel like we keep being told, like we.
Definitely a little warm.
Would they have had a on-hand guy that would do their maintenance and stuff?
The Martins always had more staff than Pierce ever did because almost as soon as Pierce moved in here, he was having financial problems, and he basically had a maid, and that's about all I've ever seen listed living with him. The Martins had much more of a full staff, like they had a chauffeur, they were more. At one point, Pierce had been really wealthy, but he lost it all in the panic of 1893, where the Martins, they were actually contemporaries in many ways of Pierce, but at least Thomas Martin was. He had a department store which weathered the downturn and really prospered in the early 20th century.
The house is haunted by the echo of your last goodbye.
Tracy, you want to go to your center right there, or?
Oh, it's this electrical box right here, Dave. Dave.
Right here.
Yeah, but I thought I heard something upstairs.
There was a clink out in the hallway. He heard something. I just wondered if it was.
What's above us here?
I guess we'd be under the dining room.
In the basement of this house, you could hear somebody walking upstairs on the floor, and there was nobody else in the house. Because it sounded like a footstep or something up there. But you hear somebody walking around, and then all of a sudden it got quiet.
Did somebody just laugh a few seconds ago? I just heard somebody go, Okay, that's something audio we'll have to check.
I didn't laugh.
I don't know, we thought we heard something out here.
I think maybe they're just kind of holding back and not wanting to give too much away. Pray, tough. Hey, Rose?
Dave?
It said pray, tough. You want to go back and put the tub?
Ooh. Did it say something about food, candy, drop?
It said smooth.
Oh, well, this was laying on the floor by my
suitcase, and I don't have candy in my suitcase. I heard a piece of a rock. Mm-hmm. Well, then we came upstairs after that, and this was laying over by my suitcase, and I don't
that's
have any
weird.
candy.
No.
It was just, and it wasn't there previously. No, that's on the foot.
Does it go? I'll take it.
I knew it the moment I saw you.
I think it's just previous residents that lived here, and they left memories.
No, this is the first for me.
I think it's occupied. I don't feel it's evil or anything like that. I think they just protect their home.
I think it's interesting. I'm an open-minded person.
People not really knowing what we're doing here tonight, so beautiful place. If I lived here, I probably wouldn't want to leave either. Hang around.
There's possibly something here, but it's kind of hanging back. It's not used to people coming in here and asking questions. Is that what you mean by elemental?
I have that feeling that the history is here. And with that history, there's somebody behind it.
Just some of the techniques and stuff that are used, and it's an interesting idea.
Let's all get together with this one thought in mind. Make this world a better, brighter place. Hey there, wipe that frown right off your face.